Thank you for choosing CVS Pharmacy. We've stocked select popular...
I'll be right with you. Thank you.
Oh, that?